Y'all, it's getting real nasty in these hip-hop streets. And this time, it's not just Dramide's life or death. Because word on the curb is that Sexyy Red is in full panic mode after a dangerous STI scare just turned into a full-blown medical emergency. And get this, she's not just worried about her health. She's throwing blame. And the name she dropped? Boosie. Yes, Lil Boosie. Now, how did we get here? One minute she's twerking on stage with confidence and neon lace. The next, she's allegedly hooked up to IVs, breaking down to her team, and whispering that her condition is worse than what's being told to the public. Insiders are saying the infection was not just any old STD, but something far more aggressive, rare, and linked to internal complications. And the craziest part? She allegedly warned Boosie weeks ago about symptoms, but claims he laughed it off thinking she was being dramatic. Baby, this ain't dramatic, it's devastating. And now, fans, doctors, blogs, and even Boosie's baby mamas are chiming in with receipts and shocking accusations. Somebody lying, somebody leaking, and somebody's about to get dragged by the internet gods. Now look, when it comes to Sexyy Red, we already know she's no stranger to controversy. From viral lyrics to wild interviews, she's built an entire brand on being raw, real, and unapologetically herself. And honestly, that's why fans ride for her. Whether she's hitting red carpets in fishnets or giving advice on live with a blunt in hand, Sexyy always kept it 100, even when it got her dragged. But this latest situation feels different. It ain't about internet beef or messy love triangles. This time, it's about her health, her safety, and potentially the end of everything she built. Let's rewind for a second. Just 3 weeks ago, Sexyy was spotted performing in Houston, looking healthy, glowing, and her usual turned-up self. She even posted a now-deleted story where she shouted out a mystery man for flying her out and keeping her warm all weekend. Fans speculated it was a basketball player. Others swore it was Boosie. But Sexyy never confirmed. Fast! Forward to last week, and that same woman is now missing performances, posting vague captions like, "Not feeling like myself lately. Pray for me, FR," and most notably, she stopped doing club walkthroughs, which, if you know anything about how these artists make money, that's a big red flag. Then came the whispers. At first, it was just a few unverified blog pages claiming she was undergoing treatment. But once the T-Tank posted a cryptic headline reading, Sexyy Red cancels 5 city-run insiders, claim it's more than just exhaustion. That's when the internet caught on. The Shade Room, quiet gossip of the city, hinting. Even Hollywood Unlocked reposted a blurry screenshot of someone claiming to be a nurse at an Atlanta urgent care, who said she was in pain, crying, her vitals weren't good, they rushed her to another facility, steeper. Then they sang. And just like that, Pandora's box was open. Fans went into detective mode, piecing together timelines, digging up every man she's been linked to over the last 6 months, from rappers to YouTubers to even her reunion with Boosie. The names started flying. Now, let's talk about Boosie for a second. Remember when he and Sexyy went live together a few months back? Acting super flirty? Folks assumed it was just internet play. But days later, a behind-the-scenes video dropped of them leaving a hotel, Boosie smiling and Sexyy pulling her hoodie over her face. That clip alone had fans screaming, "Y'all smashed." They never confirmed. But what they did confirm is that they've been cool ever since. And Boosie even defended her when that explicit clip from her leaked MS went viral. So now, with everything happening, people are connecting the dots in ways that's got Boosie trending for all the wrong reasons. Meanwhile, back to Sexyy, her team tried to do damage control, releasing a one-liner press statement that said, "Sexyy is taking a short break to focus on her health and come back stronger for her fans." But fans weren't buying it. Not when anonymous messages were flooding blogs with statements like, "She's battling something that's not just physical, it's emotional. She trusted someone and they gave her something she can't just get rid of. Girl, by this point. The TikTok theories were off the chain. One creator posted a timeline breakdown saying, Sexyy was with Boosie in May. With redacted NBA player in June. She flew to Miami for a wellness retreat in July. The hospital footage leaked in August. Something ain't right. And then just when the speculation reached peak, Sexyy tweeted and deleted a post that sent the internet into straight panic mode. I should have listened to my body and not him. Now look at me. Screenshots went viral in seconds. That one tweet had people dragging Boosie's name across the internet, calling him careless, messy, and dangerous. And in the middle of all that, Boosie posted a random video of himself dancing to his music in his driveway with a caption that said, "Y'all always want to blame me for something. I'm good over here, sir." What? Was giving gaslight? It was giving distraction. Was giving, I'm hiding something. Fans weren't having it. People started flooding his comments with snake emojis, demanding answers, and asking him to clear Sexy's name if you care. But instead of addressing it, he started promoting his next show and Sexyy. She's still silent. No new pics, no new posts, no new updates, but sources close to her team are saying she's devastated, feeling betrayed, and considering going public with her full story if the rumors don't die down soon. Phew! And baby, this ain't even the worst of it, because in the next section, we're diving into the major conflict and first twist, including alleged test results, text messages, and a reaction from someone fans didn't expect. All right, y'all, buckle in. Because if you thought the background was wild, the main conflict is a straight-up roller coaster of betrayal, exposure, and straight-up shame. Let's get into it. Just 48 hours after Sexyy Red's deleted tweet had the timeline spiraling, anonymous health worker reached out to the gossip blog MOB Alert and submitted a statement that said she came in with extreme swelling, pain, and fever. They thought it was pelvic inflammation, but when the blood panels came back, they were shocked. This wasn't your average STI. This was a rare bacterial strain that's known to be resistant to treatment. We were instructed to keep things quiet, but what I saw? That girl is in danger, and someone needs to be held accountable. Phew! That same night, TMZ Hip Hop published an unconfirmed report that Sexyy was undergoing aggressive antibiotic therapy and had been transferred to a private facility in Atlanta. Now, let's talk about how Boosie entered the center of TE. And while let's talk about how Boosie entered the center. Ev, we all know I've been exploring. That we gave me. I've left the center as if they is. Sexyy was undergoing aggressive. Izitawa with Sexyy was Sexyy. At we Seziguel, MHS, AY Sesque Sesti. I've said we with Sef guys. Come with SCAY Sesi Iseka your sis Kyrian T Seka Ki I see to ses to do I to the you can go I can say you with Vikin to Seka we to you could guys say do you sick her with Kakai to Kata you with to you with out of you with a kick at at sick with cat we at can't get a stick at it and it I think I could but you guys I have easy I start this firestorm with full denial and a side of disrespect. Instead of issuing a statement, he hit IG Live and said, "Man, I ain't got no damn superbug. What the hell wrong with y'all? I'm clean, baby. I get tested every week." They tryna use Boosie as a scapegoat again, but folks weren't buying it. Especially after a leaked group chat surfaced showing an alleged message from Sexy's assistant to a close friend that said she told him she had symptoms. And he said, "Girl, that's from you twerking too hard." Now, she can't even walk straight. The audacity. And get this, Sexyy had reportedly reached out to 2 other women Boosie was known to be friendly with, and both of them responded with concern. One of them allegedly told her, Girl, I had the same symptoms in March. You might want to get retested. So now we're looking at a potential pattern. It's not a one-off. Things exploded when a lab form surfaced online showing the name S. Kendrick Sexyy's government. INITIALS, along with a positive diagnosis for a drug-resistant strain of gonorrhea. Marked urgent. Isolation advised. Now, granted, it was blurry, redacted, and had no official hospital watermark. But fans didn't care. They ate IT up. The internet went into full forensic mode. TikTok sleuths were analyzing the date format, the hospital header, even the handwriting. One user said this came from a real lab. My mom's a nurse. This ain't fake. Another added, the fact she hasn't denied an eye of this speaks volumes. If she was fine, we'd get a twerk video right now. Meanwhile, Boosie continued to troll. He posted a health receipt on his story that looked like a Walgreens COVID test and captioned it, "Told y'all I'm good. LMAO. Sir, what?" Now, here comes the first twist that nobody saw coming. We saw coming. Just when it looked like Sexyy was going to stay silent and let this drama die down. A clip from an unreleased interview leaked online, allegedly taped before she was hospitalized. The interview shows Sexyy sitting down with a rising YouTube host from Atlanta, where she gets emotional talking about trust and regret. I'd be laughing and smiling. Pete, but people don't know the stuff I go through behind closed doors. Sometimes you trust the wrong people with your body. And that's when you realize not everybody got love for you. Some folks just want access. The camera cuts, she wipes her eye, and whispers, "I wish I could go back and say no." BRO. The video clip spread like wildfire, and fans immediately tied it to Boosie, whether it was about him directly or not. Hashtag #PoorSexYY started trending. People were making TikToks crying, blasting her songs in the background. One fan stitched the interview and said, "Y'all laughed at her when she got leaked. Y'all dragged her for twerking, but this ain't funny. This is trauma." Then, out of nowhere, a verified makeup artist who worked with Sexyy on a music video 2 months ago came forward on Twitter and dropped a thread. "I worked with her. She was nice. But she kept mentioning how this man she was seeing kept pressuring her not to use protection. Said he told her she was too famous to worry about condoms now. She said she didn't feel right after their last link up and was thinking about getting tested again. I wish she had gone sooner. Oop. And here's where things got even messier. A screen-recorded FaceTime, allegedly between Boosie and a friend, leaked to Discord, then Reddit, then straight to IG Reels. In the video, Boosie is heard saying, "She out here blaming me for some S***T she got in Miami. That ain't on me. I ain't the only one she messing with." And then he laughs. Let that sink in. Meanwhile, Sexyy Red's silence continues. But her cousin posted a photo of her in a hospital bed with a heart emoji, and the caption, "Get well soon, cousin. You stronger than this. No tags, no location." But the pic spread everywhere, and Boosie, he's suddenly real quiet. No more videos, no more trolling, no more Walgreens receipts. Now fans are demanding answers. Is he lawyering up? Was he warned to stop talking? Or did he finally realize this ain't just gossip, it's real life? Now, just when folks thought things couldn't spiral any further, baby, the drama took a sharp left. Because the quiet that silence from Sexyy Red's camp. It was the kind that comes right before a storm. And this storm didn't just shake social. Media IT shook the industry. Let's start with the cease and desist letter. Yep, you heard right. Out of nowhere, an Atlanta-based blogger with a decent following on Threads and IG, who goes by Hoodoracle, posted a screenshot of a legal notice she claims came from Sexyy Red's legal team. The post read, "I was just served. Can't say much yet, but baby, a scared? Stay tuned. Hashtag lawyers crawling," and that notice. It didn't just demand takedown of the interview leaks, but named Boosie directly as someone involved in unauthorized public defamation. Boom! The public started screaming. Fans were like, is Sexyy suing Boosie? Did her team just confirm it was him? Why would they include his name if it wasn't real? The tweet hit over 1.8 million views in 4 hours. And then came the next. Bombshell and insider leak from someone inside Bet. This anonymous whistleblower, who messaged at Industry Tea Unfiltered, wrote, "Y'all better look into why a certain BET Awards pre-show performance was quietly scrapped last minute. Sexyy had a spot. She pulled out she was going to perform Pound Town, but changed her mind due to a medical issue." Behind the scenes, it was panic. People were whispering about a contagious infection scare and legal threats from her management. Bet is now cleaning house to cover their what? And while fans were still trying to process that madness, a verified rapper with close ties to Boosie, none other than Webby, decided to go live. Yup. He entered the chat. In his live, he said with full chest, "I told my bro, stop messing around like that. You too old to be raw-dogging these young girls with no respect? That's yo karma coming back. I love Red. She a cool chick. Dicta didn't deserve this mess. Brew." That was enough to send the internet into flames. That's a confession without saying the word okay, but it ain't over. Because in the middle of the internet dragging Boosie and offering prayers to Sexyy, a new voice chimed in, one nobody expected. JT from City Girls posted a cryptic tweet that said, "Sometimes the one you joke with be the one destroying you slowly." And baby, the quote tweets went off. JT knows something. This gotta be about Sexyy and Boosie, not JT subtly confirming the tea. Then, the DMs leaked. Lord have mercy. Someone who claimed to be a close friend of a close friend dropped an entire screen recording of DMs allegedly between Sexyy and Boosie. The messages were wild. Sexyy, I don't feel right. I'm scared. My doctor said this strain, not common. You sure you didn't know, Boosie? Man, relax. You ain't getting that from me. Maybe you had a dormant or something. You'd be moving too much? Sexyy, I ain't been with nobody else. You're the only one raw in the last month? Doozy, stop trying to put this on me. I don't like that, double quotes, why single quotes, all the audacity. Fans were furious. The fact that she confronted him and he deflected, blamed her, and acted like she was exaggerating. The streets declared him canceled that same day. The hashtag BOOSIE nasty hit trending. People dug up his past interviews about sex, his kids, and those problematic old IG lives. Some were even calling for investigations into how many other women could be involved. Meanwhile, Sexy's Spotify streams skyrocketed. Her team quietly uploaded a new playlist called Still That Girl. And guess what track they added as the cover? It's previously unreleased snippet of her humming in the studio. With the caption, "They try to take me down, but I still stand tall. WHEW. She said, you will not write her off, baby." And while the drama raged on, insider gossip came from two separate makeup artists, both saying Sexyy had been planning a full sit-down interview to expose everything. One of them posted, she said if her name gets dragged one more time, she's gonna sit with Jason Lee and let it all out. Jason Lee. Uh-oh. That means primetime viral chaos. So here's what we know by this point. Sexyy is battling a rare STI and allegedly hospitalized. Legal letters have been sent with Boosie's name on them. Bet pulled a performance. Under pressure, leaked deans suggest Boosie knew and deflected JT Webby. And multiple insiders are making statements, and Sexyy is hinting at public exposure if things don't die down. But hold up, because the craziest twist is still coming. A second woman just came forward, and what she claims might destroy Boosie's rep forever. Well, let me tell you something. Public ain't letting this one slide. It's the second that DM leak hit the timeline, the reaction was explosive. And when the second woman stepped forward, honey, was like tossing gasoline on an already raging fire. This woman, who's only identified herself as Tamia from Baton Rouge, popped up with a TikTok that started with the now infamous line, "I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I can't watch him lie like this." And in that 3-minute video, she claimed she had a very similar experience with Boosie back in March, including symptoms that doctors couldn't explain and being gaslit into thinking it was stress or a yeast infection. TikTok racked up 3.7 million views in under 12 hours. And the comments section. Unhinged. Not a whole bacterial pattern Boosie out here like a biological weapon. Sexy better sue. I mean that with my whole chest. This man needs to be investigated. This is not normal behavior. Meanwhile, hashtag justice for sex. YY and hashtag cancel BOOSIE trended globally, with fan accounts digging up old interviews, old IG lives, and past scandals where Boosie spoke recklessly about women and raw dog culture. And guess what? Sponsors took note. One energy drink brand that had just tapped Boosie for a digital campaign pulled their ad. A club appearance in Miami, canceled. And a fashion collab featuring his signature shades, quietly scrapped with a bland logistic statement. But it wasn't just fans and brands. The industry was shaking. Artists who had worked with either Boosie or Sexyy started subtweeting, soft unfollowing, and making cryptic posts. Some stood for mothers. Not so much Lola Brooke, who had collabed with Sexyy just a few months ago, tweeted, "They'll smile in your face and make you feel crazy when you speak up. I see you, sis." Suki Hana reposted Tamia's TikTok with a caption that read, "This asterisk tea deeper than rap. These dudes play too much with our bodies." Meanwhile, Boosie's own fans were divided. Some defended him, claiming it was a clout chasing setup. Others demanded a public health response, saying, "This ain't just celebrity tea. This is a medical crisis. If he knowingly infected women, there should be consequences." Even Dr. Umar Johnson got involved. Yes. That Umar posting a video saying, "What we are witnessing is the degradation of accountability among black male celebrities. This man is guilty. He needs to step forward and apologize. Not troll, not laugh. Apologize." And then VH1 entered the chat. Yep, the network that's featured both Boosie and Sexyy Red on multiple reality platforms dropped a very, very suspicious tweet. "We stand with women, period. No names, no tags." But fans immediately connected the dots, especially after VH1's Love and Hip Hop producer Tyrone D liked 3 tweets dragging Boosie and one calling for industry consequences. Not to mention Love and Hip Hop, South's reunion special, which was scheduled to feature Boosie on a virtual segment, suddenly got pushed back indefinitely. Then came the memes, the parodies. The trending sounds on TikTok like, "Boosie gave me the bacteria blues," and the remixes. Oh Lord. They turned his old song clips into mashups with doctor sound effects and pharmacy background noises. The humiliation was full force. But while Boosie's world was collapsing, Sexy's fan base was rising up. Support pages launched fundraisers in case she needed help leaving the industry, though her team later confirmed she was still in recovery but standing strong. Cardi B, out of nowhere, liked a fan comment that said, "Sexyy Red been through enough. Protect her at all costs." And one of Nicki Minaj Barb's fan pages dropped a surprising tweet too. "We drag her sometimes, but not like this. Happening ain't funny, it's predatory." Meanwhile, Sexy's own Twitter and IG remained silent until a single post went up, a close-up of her eye. No caption, just a teardrop emoji. It's got over 2.1 million likes in less than 24 hours, no words. Just pain. And fans felt it. But just as people were settling into this emotional wave, and Boosie looked like he was on the ropes, guess what happened? A third woman dropped a voice note, just when folks thought the worst had been uncovered. The internet got hit with a gut punch that left everybody breathless. Because this time, it wasn't a TikTok, it wasn't a DM leak, and it wasn't no subtweet. It was a straight-up audio confession that set the entire internet on fire. An anonymous woman voice, disguised but clearly distressed, leaked a 4-minute voice note to the blog page at the Shade Parlor. And baby, this wasn't just tea. This was boiling, radioactive, scalding truth. In the recording, the woman alleged that she had also been involved with Boosie back in late February, and said she had contracted the exact same infection that Sexyy Red is allegedly suffering from now. But here's where it gets shady as hell. She didn't just mention symptoms. She didn't just talk about pain and medical visits. She said this: "I was there the night he flew Sexyy out. I was there in the Airbnb before she even landed. We both was messing with him. I left the next morning. She came that afternoon." And then she added the sentence that made the internet scream: "He knew I had tested positive. I showed him, and he still told me to keep it quiet." Then he got with her. Back to back. The streets collapsed. This wasn't just a timeline moment, this was a career-ending twist. Because if Boosie knew and still hooked up with someone else, that's no longer messy. That's criminal recklessness. And the woman's final words in the audio: "If something happens to her, it's on him. I should have spoken up sooner, bro. This ain't love and hip-hop." This is a full-blown public health and legal crisis. And within minutes, the audio had been reposted by every major hip-hop blog on the planet. Hollywood Unlocked posted The Neighborhood Talk. Blown Up, No Jumper brought on legal experts to discuss possible charges. And while Boosie's account posted a cryptic "y'all will believe anything," his comments were flooded with "you need to be locked up. You can't gaslight your way out of this. 1. That girl better be okay." Meanwhile, Sexyy Red's team issued their first official statement since the saga began. It was short, cold, and loud. "We are aware of the audio and are reviewing our options. No further comments at this time." Translation: lawsuits, investigations. The medical gossip pages are now debating whether Sexy's infection was accidental exposure or negligent transmission. And let me tell you, baby, it's looking bad for Boosie. And then,
the biggest
twist of all, just as the dust almost began to settle, Boosie's own daughter posted a TikTok dancing to Sexyy Red's Ski, with the caption, "This my jam. Y'all mad?" Oh well, the disrespect. Even Boosie's own family ain't trying to ride for him. That's when you know the empire is cracking. So now we're left with more questions than answers. Did Boosie knowingly expose multiple women? Will Sexyy Red pursue charges or go public in an interview? Or bet VH1 and sponsors gonna blacklist Boosie for good? Is this only the beginning of even more victims stepping forward? The scariest question of them all: what if it's too late for Sexyy? Her silence, the hospital whispers, the tearful photo. It's not just a scandal, it's a possible tragedy. But you already know, this story is far from over. If you've made it this far, you already know this story is on another level. From secret hookups to leaked medical files, anonymous voice notes to sponsor cancellations, the drama around Sexyy Red and Boosie is no longer just messy, it's dangerous, emotional, and possibly criminal. Now we need to hear from you. Do you believe Boosie knew what he was doing? Or is this all just a messy coincidence? Should Sexyy Red file a lawsuit or keep it private for her health and sanity? Do you think this is just the tip of the iceberg and more victims will come forward? Drop your comments down below and let's get into it. Don't hold back, because the internet is SPLITs. Some people are calling Boosie reckless. Others say it's just another clout chase. But when real medical issues, real trauma, and real consequences are involved, The stakes are too high to stay silent. Should Boosie be held legally accountable? Are the networks complicit for still booking him all this time? And most importantly, will Sexyy Red survive this with her career and health intact? If you're just now tuning into this scandal, go hit that subscribe button right now and turn on those notifications. Because if Sexyy drops a public statement or worse, if another woman leaks her story, we're covering IT first. Smash that like button to show support for Sexy's healing. Share this video so folks know this ain't just gossip, this is real life. And stay watching because trust and believe. The next chapter, it's coming. And it's gonna shake us all. Hashtag protect sex. Why? Why read hashtag BOOSIE scandal, hashtag STI leaks, hashtag industry accountability, hashtag justice for sex? Why? Hashtag TNT Venedit, S toxic.